Okay. Hello, it's me. Oh god, okay, hold on. Let me turn off my shaders so that Minecraft can understand what's going on. Because while I like to use shaders, I don't think Minecraft likes me recording it using shaders. It must be shy. It must be shy. Okay, so this... Hello, it's me. This is me. Hello. Nice to meet you. Anyway. Okay, so... What was I doing? I wasn't doing anything. Okay, so I gotta sleep, because this server is on hard mode. This isn't my server. This belongs to a guy named Resolve. I found him on Reddit, and I found Resolve on Reddit, and oh god, I can't do anything. Because I've never talked and played games at the same time. Okay, so I have Optifine installed, which is why I had shaders on, which is why I turned them off. Oh, I should probably turn the FPS off. Oh my god, what? Nunny. Okay, anyway. Okay, hello. So this isn't my server. This is a server that belongs to a guy named Resolve. And I found Resolve on Reddit on a Minecraft Buddies post. And whenever I asked him to join, he was like, sure. And I joined. I was probably one of 3-4 people who... Well, there were other people in the Discord server already. But when I joined, he had just loaded up the world. Like, this was the first time he was ever launching this server. First or second time, something like that. And so me and a few of other people got to start to colonize it and stuff. And, I went on Minecraft Buddies looking for just, like, a survival buddy. But I gotta say, I really love this server. Because on this server... like, you join, and you get to go off and have your own adventure and stuff. And, like, okay, so, this is where I live. I live in a mountain. And that is my neighbor. His name is Yellowed. And Yellowed, we don't get on at the same time very much. But, whenever I'm on, and he's not, because I think he gets on in the mornings, mostly. And I usually get on in the evenings. But, okay, so, how do I explain this? So whenever I first came onto the server, there was nothing built. There was no hub, there was no spawn built, but now there is. So I had to move to the mainland, there's mainland south, east, north, and west of spawn, which is on an island. And because of this, I had to boat thousands and thousands of blocks to the east, away. Because I originally... Oh, I don't have my boat. Oh, it's fine. Whenever I joined, I found one island to the east of spawn. It was close to spawn, but it wasn't spawn. So I set up shop there. And then Resolve started to build the hub there, and he was like, you guys have to move, and because me and Yolode both lived there. We were unintentional neighbors. So we both moved east to where you saw my place then. But since this was the beginning, we had to boat everywhere because, well, there were no transportation systems set up. So Resolve built all of this. He built the Nether Highway, which I find really impressive. He's built a lot of things, and it's all blown me away. I know that he is the server, like, operator and stuff, so he does go into creative sometimes, but I know he's built most of this in just survival. or at least a lot of it. Oh, where am I going? So this is the Nether Hub. So right here signifies the actual hub in the overworld. The hub, so we spawned on an island, and to the east of that island there was a slightly bigger island, and that's where me and Yolode first set up shop. But after Resolve built spawn, which I can just show you now actually, after Resolve built spawn, he moved to that island that me and Yolode were on, and so we built the hub there. See, this is Ender spawn. The other side looks like this too. So you can just go through any one of these nether portals, and we end up at the spawn. So this is where new players spawn. This place is just gorgeous, and there's rainbow sheep everywhere. There's a barn here, and there's a big, wheat field, and then there's, I don't actually know what that is, but I know it's cool looking. I know that for a fact. But if you go over here, there might still be, there's still some boats around here, because if you just go east, there's one big island, and that's the hub, and we would boat back and forth, and so I can show you the hub next. And the hub is really cool, because there wasn't much on the hub except for an already spawned village, and so I built my own little cottage there. Where am I? I don't know why I expected to show up straight at the hub through that. You have to go through here. I'm going the wrong way. Ooh, let's check out the Ender Bulletin. Piglin Bastion. Oh, and the coordinates. Cool. Again, I'm going the wrong way. Okay, so over here is to the west. So a couple people moved west. My friend Milk, who I met on here, his IGN is Fight Milk. I just call him Milk. He moved like 5,000 blocks west, and I moved 3,000 blocks east of spawn with Yolode. And then another frequent user is Mr. Fish, and Fish also moved west, but he didn't move very far. He moved to a small island to the west, and that's just his beach house. So if we go up here, I can show you, where are the stairs? I always have a hard time finding the stairs. There's like one strip of stairs that lead up to the, and I'm afraid of getting attacked by a piglin. There's one, did they move the stairs? Oh well, we'll just go up here. So if we go up here, this is the portal to the hub. Oh. And once we get to the hub, I can show you Yolode's old place and my old place. I can show you the village, and I can show you... Okay, so this is the hub. Again, Resolve built all of this. He said that the hub was going to be a place for shops and stuff. And so he built... See that fossil over there? That's his bone shop. And over there you can see a hay bale and... it's supposed to be a cactus. I didn't know it was a cactus. But the hay bale shop that sells wheat and stuff, that belongs to Resolve. And the cactus and that other little house next to it, those belong to Fish. Mr. Fish, he sells... So that's a book and leather shop, and the other one is a cactus shop. Because the only desert around here is probably 5,000 blocks south. And while it's a lot easier to travel by the nether, you still have to build the highway first. And Resolve spends a lot of time on here building stuff for us. So that over there, that's my little cottage. That's where I lived for a while until Resolve started to build the hub here. And once he started to build the hub here, I just turned it into like a potato farm. And like there's just potatoes for selling there. But if we go over here, this is... You can see that's Yolode's place. I forgot what he sells over there now, but he has a little shop, and the shops are just unattended. It's like there's stuff in the boxes, here's the prices, you leave your payment and you take your stuff. Because Resolve has a thing where he can see who takes stuff out of chests and who breaks what and all that. So if there are thieves, he just bans them. And he's always wary about new players and stuff. But yeah, we're all hoping for a nice little community here. So I didn't realize that Yellow was my neighbor until we were told to move. And so whenever I realized that, I was like, okay, I'll boat east, and once I find the mainland, or just a big continent, I would tell him, and then we both moved east after I found that place. So we live in the mountains now. I can show you that later. I shall go. I kind of want to show you Milk's place, but his highway isn't. So you saw on the way here that my highway was like through another mountain. Oop. So it was all blocked off and stuff. In Milk's case, well, on Milk's, there is no tunnel. It's over lava, and everything. So there's a death count. You can't see it because I'm the only one on here right now. But okay, so like this long boy, that leads to Milk's place. Oh god, and Milk's place is, I love Milk's place, it's so cool. This is Fish's place. See, he moved a little bit west, but not a lot. Here, I've never died on this before, but I know that plenty of other people have, so I'm just gonna try and be careful. I mentioned earlier that I didn't bring a boat with me, and that's because you can travel by boat on these, or at least on mine. I fixed mine up so that there are no holes, and it's really safe to travel by boat. But when Resolve built this, he just figured we would run. If you see that, Milk is trying to build a tunnel so it's a lot safer, because he's had a lot of ghast attacks if you've seen the random bits of block instead of ice on the ground. He's trying his best, but it's a long ass highway. Oh, all these torches were mine. I lit it up because skeletons were spawning whenever I visited him, and they would always try to assassinate me. This is where a ghast attacked me. Ah, the arrow, good times. You see it just disappeared. Didn't have a chance to disappear earlier because whenever you leave a chunk, it like doesn't load anything. So things don't despawn. And okay, so this is Milk's place. I love Milk's place. He has a texture pack that makes glass invisible. So he's if you see here, Milk's place is just amazing. He came to my mountain and he raided. I helped him gather a lot of sand so that he could finish putting glass up everywhere. And earlier in the game, whenever we were all still just starting out, he paid me 10 diamonds for 3 seeds of each plant, because I had every veggie seed. And look, I made him a little mailbox, because I started making mailboxes because whenever I was on and Yulode wasn't on and his crops would grow, I wanted him to have his crops, so I would harvest his crops, and I made him a mailbox to put his crops in. And I still do that, but I decided to make a mailbox for Milk because he's cool. So if we head back to my place, I don't know if I should. Fish's place is it's cool. It's a little beach house, and he grows cactuses there and trees, and he also sells acacia wood because it's really hard to get that as well. Milk is an engineer. He builds redstone contraptions. He's working on a design for, oh my fucking god. He's working on a design for like a hidden door for my mountain. 'Cause my door, see, if you go in my front door, there's like it's 3 blocks deep, and then it's my house. And I left that because I wanted like a secret door that would like open and stuff. And so when Milk said he was gonna build redstone contraptions, I asked him to to build that for me. And so that was that was yesterday. And so he started working on a design for it, and oh my god, I'm gonna get attacked. I know he started working on it. I know he showed up today. He got on today later earlier. Oh my god. He got on today earlier. But Resolve was messing with the settings on the server, so he had to get off because the server's still in its first few. God, has it been a week since the server's been up? I don't know. It hasn't been up long, I can tell you that much. But oh god, everyone on here is so amazing. Everything is so cool, and there's only a few people who are on like every day and such, like Yellowed, Fish, Resolve, Milk, and me. And there are a lot more people on the Discord server. There's people I haven't met yet, but those are the people I see most often because I'm on here every day. I took one break on like a Saturday, but otherwise, I try to be on here every day because I really love it here. And see, that's Yellowed's farm. And if you see that broken bridge there that I built, that's my little pier that I fish off of, and that's my farm. I was growing sugarcane, and then I was growing carrots, and now I'm growing wheat because I raise horses. That's my stable, and I got these sheep the other day. This is where I measure the speed of horses, and if you see back there all those different pillars, those are to measure the jump of horses. And I started a little horse shop. Hey, it's my doggies. We got Lucky, he's got a yellow collar. We got Mojo, we got Bud, and we got Royal. Here's my bed. I started raising horses because whenever I first moved here to this continent, I found 9 horses while exploring. And so I brought them all back to my place. And oh yeah, if you see up on my wall, I had a horse named Mayo, and I took him to the Nether. But he died, so rip Mayo, Lamau, my bad. And then proof that Milk is my best friend. Because Milk spent so long looking for a blaze rod, because he wanted to make an ender chest. And after he found blaze rods, I asked him for a carrot back, because I wanted a carrot to start a carrot farm. And he gave me a blaze rod with it. And this is where I fish, and this is my jukebox. I listen to tunes whenever I'm fishing, and I fish here a lot. This isn't everything. I recently made a storage room, and I moved everything up to my storage room. Oh yeah. If you look over there, there's a temple, and Milk was fishing with me. He came to my pier, and he fished with me for a while, and we were talking about it, and he was talking about how if you get a Heart of the Sea and Nautilus shells, you can get a conduit. And I was like, I have 2 Heart of the Seas, and he was like, what is wrong with you? How do you have 2? And I was like, oh yeah, and I have 5 Nautilus shells too. And he was like, oh my gosh, you're so close. And then we can do the, whatever it's called, the temple or whatever. So up here is my storage room. We got stuff. Where's my fishing one? So up here, I fished up Nautilus shells, and I put the 9 in here so I wouldn't lose them. And then, what was I gonna say? There's one in the fishing barrel down there because I was fishing earlier, and I caught one and I just put it in the barrel. Because whenever I catch something fancy, or if I catch too many fish and they get over a stack, I put them in the barrel, and then I cook the fish, and then I go back to fishing while it's cooking. So, I got some cool fishing rods, I guess. But I have a lot of fishing rods. So if we go down here, this is my smelting room. Oh yeah, and I didn't show you this, but the upstairs has a wall like this too. The polished diorite is because I put the polished diorite here because that's where the mounted ended. Because I dug all of this out. They're both circles. But the polished diorite is where the mountain would end, and I put that there to signify that this is, on the outside it looks like it's just jutting out, which I think is cool. So we got blast furnaces, and we got regular furnaces for smooth stone, because as you can see, I use smooth stone a lot. And then we got some smokers. And this leads out here, which leads to my mine, which is down there. And it's not very fancy because I haven't been mining a lot. Well, I have been mining a lot, because I live in a mountain. But so yeah, my furnaces used to be up here. My bed used to be just like right here, and I had 3 tall chests right here. And then I was like, okay, I'm running out of room, because here, if I show you my cobble chest, yeah, it was, my cobble was taking up 1/3 of all of my storage space. Oh, and this is my notebook. I write everything down in here. Well, not everything. So whenever I'm on my single player worlds and I need to remember something, I would write it in chat, like coordinates, or a math equation, or a to-do list, because I like having objectives. But I can't do that here because the chat is linked to the Discord, and you're not allowed to spam the Discord. And I didn't want my notes to be like XYZ and blah 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 and blah 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 whenever I'm on here on my own, and then people would come on and be like, what are you talking about? And I'd be like, oops. So I have my own book and quill, and it's like my little notebook, and it's like to do. This stuff is from whenever I lived at the hub, where the hub is now. And then city graveyard. I have to build, okay, so my plan here is to build, oh my god, I'm bouncing all over the place. So if we go out here, see, 3 blocks, because I wanted a secret like door that like whoosh whoosh in, and I got a bell, and this is my mailbox. No one ever sends me mail. This is my place. So if you look over here, I live in the mountains, so there's a bunch of mountains, and whenever I first moved here, I wanted to build a city that was like a city on like a house on a building and a shop on another building, and it would all be connected by bridges, like rope bridges, or some like arched bridges, like the style of my little pier over here, like that. And if you look over there, that's a little fishing hut and a pier for whenever I first boated across here. I made a little pier so I could boat back and forth. And this is Yelod's place, and his mailbox is up here. And I found out today that he made a farm box because I would fill up his stuff with I would fill up his mailbox with all of his farming stuff, because I would harvest his crops when he's not here. Because we're neighbors, and I feel like I should be nice, because it's nice. So he's got his own cow farm up here, and I've been breeding the cows with his wheat every once in a while. But I don't want to waste his wheat too much, so. And it used to just be an all wheat farm, but now he's growing potatoes and beets, and I'll wait until everything's fully grown before I start harvesting it and putting it in his mailbox. And if we go over here, we got some sheeps that I recently brought over. There's the horse testing area, and then in here is the stables. We got some info, like the pricing of horses is based on stats, and like diamonds equals gold, and this is the newest horse I've bred. I bred my 2 best horses. My 2 best horses used to be Lady and Turtle. Turtle has replaced Mayo as my main horse, because of Rip Mayo, he died in the wall in the Nether. But yeah, we've got other horses with varying speeds and jumps and health. So if there's one. Oh yes, almost all of my horses have a jump of 2.5, which means they can jump over 2.5 blocks. However, Lady had a jump of 3. And so I've been breeding them again and again. I haven't gotten a horse faster than the speed of 11, which is 11 blocks per second. But I have been, on the rare occasion, been able to get ones with jump at 3. So, yes, this was the most recent one. She also had a jump at 3. He did not. And he did not. And he did not. I think there was a white horse. Or was it on this side? There was a white horse. Maybe I killed it. Oh no, here she is. Okay. But yeah, the prices are based on their speed, jump, and health. And it's kind of a complicated equation that I made, which might not make any sense. Some of the stables are fancier with grass and blocks because these ones had to be added because I kept breeding horses. And I just had so many. So if we go here, here's Lady. She can jump over 3 blocks. And I'm trying to get a horse that can jump really high. So this is the newest, most recent one that's been bred. Hasn't been tamed yet because it was just a baby. So if we go in here, these are saddles that I fished out of the ocean. And I think, yeah, Turtle already is wearing a saddle because I take him out often. We got some signs, and in here was some leather because some horses, we didn't have room for them. So anyway, if we go over here, here's where we test the horses. So I could explain how this works, but I just got it off a tutorial on YouTube. So if we run on here, the fastest a human could go is 6. And I base my horses off that. So I think, so it's irrelevant. So in my opinion, if a person runs at 6 blocks per hour sprinting, then it wouldn't make sense to get a horse any slower than the speed of 7 blocks per second. So the slowest horse I have currently is an 8 blocks per second. Yes, she has 8 blocks per second. She has a jump of 2, which means she can only jump over 2 blocks. She's fairly cheap. She's not terribly cheap because she has a lot of health, but she's a nice, sturdy horse. And then we've got some with very low health, but they're also fast. See, health 14. That means they have 7 hearts. 18, jump 3. Oh yeah, he has jump 3 too. And so I've been trying to get a horse with a speed of 11, jump of 3 or higher, and a health of 26, because those are the max stats we have: 11, 26, and jump of 3. And so I'm trying to get a horse with all 3 of those. And like with this horse, I would hope that would be whenever I test this one. I haven't tested it yet. I haven't even tamed it, so that's why it doesn't have a saddle, because it just grew up. So yeah, Resolve came over, and once he built the Nether highway for us, he built the Nether portal there for us. He actually built it on Yolode's stairs because he didn't realize that was Yolode's house. But Yolode, I think it was Yolode who moved it underneath his stairs, and he made it all fancy and stuff. Oh, and that's his horse. I let Yolode pick out a horse. But I tested his horse later, and actually his horse was the worst horse out of all of my bunch. Yeah. I think he actually picked it at random, but most of my horses, with the stats they have, they would cost around 11 diamonds, and if I applied his horse's stats to the way I price my horses, his horse would have been about 7 diamonds worth, which is a very cheap horse compared to the other horses. I think I showed you everything. I got I've got some brewing stands from villages I've raided. So I'll sleep, and then I'll go out and I'll show the mine, and I'll show how my house looks from the outside, from the other side of the mountain. Where am I going? That's not how you get to the mine. I mean, you can, it's just slower. So if we go through here, this was a natural little cave. And if we go down here, this is the mine. And the first few steps you hit your head on because there was gravel there that I didn't want to fall. But otherwise, the rest is a fairly non-bumpy jump. And then if you look over there, that's all the part that juts out of the mountain. And that's a natural little, mountain bridge that was there. And I kept it there because I don't know what to do with it yet. Oh, and yeah, there's a little waterfall here. But yeah, that's kind of it. I get on here and I fish and I mine and I fish and I mine and I kill pillagers or illagers. Are they pillagers or illagers? I never know. Me and my brother were having an argument about that the other day. He was like, this YouTuber called them an illager, and I was like, I think they are an illager. Oh, yeah, so this is my AFK corner. If I'm standing there, I'm AFK. So, if I have to go, grab a drink or something. Oh, and this ender chest. Milk brought this for me. He put his ender chest here. Well, he gave it to me, and he told me to put it anywhere in my house, so I put it there, next to my brewing stands. Go out here. Yeah. It's a little outcropping that I made so that you could walk past the light and get to the mailbox. But again, no one gives me mail. But it's okay. That's my doorbell. Got my little sign. And yeah, I guess I could show the cottage again next time. The cottage is fairly small, but it's got a little kitchen and it's got some stuff. I would show you the inside of Yellow's place, but he's never invited me in, so I don't want to invade on his privacy. But yeah, that would be it. I live in the mountains. My little mountain stable. I've got some sheep. There's a little pier over there. There's a little forest. And there's Yellow's place. And there's his crops, which I should probably harvest. So I think I think that's it.